R&B Money. We up. Tank. J Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority
Yes, sir.
on all things R&B.
Get technical with it.
I am articulating.
Are you?
I'm being very, very technical about and being intentional because the gift is at a high level.
High level.
There are prodigies here. Excellence that starts damn near the womb.
What?
And we're going to get into the conversations of what that excellence and that tutelage and that learning and that gift has brought to pass.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, songwriter, producer, musician extraordinaire, Brian Kennedy. Extraordinaire.
Man, what's up,
I got
man?
some tea in the back too. Some tea, like we have like some tea. When you're excellent, you got to sip tea and shit. Get some donuts and shit, little donuts. How you doing, brother?
I'm blessed, man. No
It's been a
complaints.
month of Sundays, bro.
Man,
It
for
is
real.
good to see you, my brother.
It's great to see you guys. 100.
The only thing I know about you is that you're an awesome human being, beyond kind-hearted, and your gift is out of this world.
Man, thank you.
Out of this
That
world.
means a lot, bro.
Not a bad nothing ever
Thanks, man.
That's real.
on your name,
Ever.
which is tough in this space, especially when you've had the kind of success you've had,
Man.
because you could have easily turned into anything at any time.
Man.
Now his
I would like.
Listen. I know his parents. They wasn't going for that.
You know what I'm saying?
They wasn't going for that. They wasn't going for that.
Bring in
How crazy is
Bring the Disturbia.
the concubines should be here in 5.
Y'all wild, man. That's crazy, though. That's real. Like,
But I mean, it's the unfortunate nature of the business where the access can take you
Yeah.
yeah.
if you are not grounded in something solid.
And even when grounded, man, it can get,
Shit, you telling me?
you know?
I woke up in many a bedroom like, who house is this?
It's like, what's
Whose
happening?
baby is that?
Who's what? It's not my.
What's
It's
today?
my baby.
It's not my baby.
You can't have babies that fast.
Who is you?
Yo, that's hilarious, man.
Fuck it, I'm going to the kitchen and make some food. You want something?
Don't ever be a nigga who spent the night making food when the kids wake
Why
up.
not?
No,
Baby's hungry,
chef?
man.
I've never been that guy.
The baby's hungry,
I've never
man.
been Melvin. I've never been Melvin.
Yo, that
You want
is
some
crazy.
eggs?
Oh, you know me.
No, bro.
Speaks. Brian,
Yes, sir.
let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah,
Is this
KC.
Kansas City?
Kansas City,
KC,
Missouri.
dog.
Casey, what's up, man?
Is it
Yeah.
Gates Barbecue? Is
Gates
that what it
Barbecue,
is?
yes, absolutely.
Huh?
You know what I'm
Is
saying?
it a church house somewhere where they say, boy, that boy right there, boy, you
Oh
got
my
something with
God,
that one.
several.
What?
Oh my God.
Talk to
literally.
me, man.
So Kansas City, Missouri, obviously. Grew up Kansas City. My parents had an old beat down piano. That's where I started.
Yeah,
This old Steinway that was in the house.
Old
And
Stein.
I was probably like 4 or 5, man. And I was see it, and so I was intrigued by it. And I would just start banging on it. And my parents was like, "Oh, just get them lessons," or something like that. You know, I was going to church, obviously, as we all do, and I was always intrigued by the drums first. And then I got to the piano, had some lessons, and the teacher was like, "Yeah, he's not focused enough." And my brother was taking lessons with me, Kevin, because he's more calm, collected, and more he's more strategy wise. And I got kicked out of piano lessons, bro. That's
You're
my
kicked
first.
out?
Got kicked out. It was like, I don't think it's for him. To the point to where he's like, he just doesn't focus enough. And then after I got kicked out, I started going to church again. Started playing. I was like, oh, I'm listening to the radio, some Brian McKnight, or I'm hearing things like, yo, I can play that. So I started just picking it apart. And I was like, if I can figure out, at a young age, I knew if I can figure out how to eliminate every wrong on this, I can only get it right. That's like my mentality. So I started just every day, just started just banging on the piano. I was like, one day this is gonna sound like something crazy. And the more I started doing it, the more I started practicing, the more I started feeling it. And keep in mind too, I got, our brothers listen to like rap, my sisters listen to like some Kenny G, my dad's mom listens to Temptations. So it's always like some musical Ferris wheel of like just different inspiration. And then it started clicking, dude. And then went to church, they was like, young man, your gift and serve the Lord. I was like, how much is this I'm gonna get paid for this or not? Type of thing.
Oh, you wanted to know that early?
Well, yeah, because I always figured, man, because I always seen people gigging. I knew what gigging was. I'm like, people getting paid.
How old were you at this point?
I like 8, 9.
I seen people gigging. What?
I knew they were gigging. I knew that at a young age.
But what you got on my nerve set? Because I'm seeing people, getting a little money here.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're doing with their money, but I got this nerve set. I got my own.
Because I was like, at that time, I knew I was like, I want to be a musician for the rest of my life. I want to do something.
You knew
with music.
then?
Immediately, because I was like, I just love it too much, and I discovered a way when I was playing to feel something more than just like the excitement from note to note. I would actually get spiritually like, I'm like, man, I feel like, dude, I'm hearing the music and I'm feeling it, like getting like
goosebumps.
Chill. Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy that this does that.
Yeah.
And then like, friends down the street come over, and I remember one time this little girl right down the street, some of my friends from school came in. I was like, I'm play something. I'm playing the piano, and bro, she just started crying. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
No,
just happened. I'm like, what does this even mean? I'm like, you cool with what happened? She's like, it's just the way you play, type of thing. And I was just like, yo, this is something more deeper than just being a dope. For me, it was never about like musicianship. I love musicians. I love being part of the musician community, but I just can't. It's an ego that comes with that I just can't identify with. So that's why I started taking like more contemporary, and I still do gospel stuff too, obviously in church. But I was like, I want to do some like Bruce Hornsby or George Winston route. But when I saw that, I was like, if it's her, I get 100 more hers, and I sell a CD, then we popping. And so I started a little jazz label. That's like 12,
what?
13, yeah. I was.
He's not lying, because I've seen the CDs.
I started.
This is
yeah,
wow.
I did my debut album at his house.
Wait, we're gonna get to that. Got you.
Got you.
Because I'm gonna want my money too.
Oh yeah, we all. Hey, Jay, I got you.
You rich, nigga.
My buddy, man. What?
Yeah, I was like, man, I want to do this for real.
So was anybody in place to kind of give you any type of direction on how to get to all of this?
My dad.
Got it.
He come in there, he was like, okay, so all right, I see you got your music stuff going on. And so what is your plan? Because he always give us like tapes on stocks and stuff that I didn't care about that. Mm-hmm. At least the way he was presenting it, because he would read every day, and he was just more of he would sit down with me and be like, all right, if you're serious about this, I want you to practice every day. And then became repetition. And I was like, damn, I want to practice. And he's like, no, we're going to go. So I took some UMKC college courses when I was in middle school to learn the theory of it, because my ear was much faster than my eyes.
And, okay, so here's what I want to say. What I want to say to that, because I experienced that as a kid, trying to take lessons. The thing about when I was in there taking lessons is that it wasn't what I heard that made me excited about playing the piano in the first place. When I got there and they put me in, middle C with both my thumbs, and we started playing whatever this classical basicness was, I was like,
classical basic.
I was like, no, I want to.
Yeah,
I want to jam.
Yeah, no. Remember, have you heard Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Christmas time is here. I want to. How do we? You have to start here, but I don't want it.
Right.
And it wasn't that what we're learning now. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that you didn't have the attention span to learn. They didn't know how to get your attention.
Right. They didn't promote the creativity.
They didn't know where to meet him.
Yeah.
100%.
Like my son, when he started his piano lesson, the first thing his piano teacher asked him was, "What do you like?" And he was like, "I like what's the thing with the kids be flying on the brooms and shit? Harry Potter." He said, "I like Harry Potter." So and she was like, "Okay, let's learn Harry Potter."
That's tight.
And here's the theory behind Harry Potter. And here's how you play. This is what, and he learned, Harry Potter learns how to read it and play it, transpose it.
Yeah.
See, I had a snobby teacher.
Attention.
I had a Russian lady who was like, this is how you play. If you was in my country, you would chop your hands off. I was like, yo. Like,
she's showing you that 8?
Yeah. Now this is in middle school. So I'm in middle school doing my thing. And then I'm like, yo, and she's being super, she's like, you have potential. And every time I would do something like that they couldn't process, it was just like, what is this? What is this junk? What is this? I'm like, yo, this to me, this sounds like something.
Fire. You tripping.
Yeah, I'm like, you
it's a hit record.
I'm like, man, what? And then I just started just watching her, and I just learned it and started playing. I said, let me learn how to play this so I can just pass this class. So it became passive learning. So
Gotcha.
which gave me the ability to recognize how fast I can learn music. And I want to transfer that to like a business. I was always trying to get to, and not for the sake of just game, but just like I want to, because I knew at a young age, it's like I gotta, prepare for life as much as like, I don't know why. I'm like, my dad had a good life.
I'm trying to figure out
everything.
where you are early in these
business.
Oh, yeah,
processes.
but my-
early businessman.
Yeah, my dad, he was just like, this is businesses, chores and so it wasn't a do or die mentality, but I was just always fascinated, and I always, one thing my parents would do often would take us to open houses when we were young. So we live in the inner city, nice house, middle class. Now it's like popping all the way. But we would go out to like North Kansas City and look at these big mansions. So at a young age, I was like, yo, I want to live like this one day. My dad was like, it's for sale. It don't say for sale for who. So if you want it, you got to work hard for it. And I was like, what
It
if
don't say for sale for who?
It just says for sale. And I was like,
Yeah.
do you think I can get a BMW in high school? He was like, now, maybe if you can afford it. I never got it. But the point was, I was just highly motivated. And then somewhere along the way, I just started feeling the passion of it. And then just getting into like just the life of it all. And so then the business kind of dwindled away a little bit. I just started focusing on just loving music and being normal.
Did you go to that, is it called Paseo?
Paseo High School?
Did you? That's the music school, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So you went there too?
yeah. That's how I met Ronnie.
Okay.
Yeah, Paseo High School, man. And it was a class called Applied Technology. It was room 222, Mr. Ransom. And I was like, what is this class? As opposed to taking another class.
Look at these niggas that remember the classes they took.
Oh, man, it was crazy. It was Master Tracks. I said, what is Master Tracks? My boy Charles was like, you play piano dope, but he's like, when you make beats, it's crazier. I was like, man, I play piano, bro.
I think I cut
I'm
too
a
much.
concert
I don't remember
pianist. What do you
none of
mean
my
make
class.
beats?
You say you're a what?
Concert pianist.
Concert pianist.
I'm about to be debuting at the Millen Theater soon. What are you talking about some beats? He was like,
beat.
he said,
Nigga.
Timberland, make a beat. I was like, well, I like Timberland stuff is dope. And then I was
Right.
like, wait a minute, so I went in there and started remaking beats. I started making Michael Myers flips and then Tech Nine obviously is still killing it.
Absolutely.
That was the goal. That was the mark. That was the focus. I was like, let me start making beats. And every day I would get better. And I was like, this is dope.
What were you
Like,
making beats on?
this thing called Master Tracks. It's a black and white screen.
Okay.
So it was like edit. Like it was just Master Tracks, this program, dude. And my boy had a Casio that made beats too. So at this point, I'm getting obsessed. And then it's like the sampler machine. So I'm in there just like, cool. And so you already know Ronnie, me and him was in the same class. And he's making beats and he's telling me like the Triton, bro. Because we was working with Don Juan and we had it. And then Kansas City, we was like, look, we about to turn this whole thing up. And he was like, we got to get the Triton. That's what, if you ain't good. Because Ronnie always had the fly stuff, man. He always lived around the corner for me. So I'm like, damn, I need the Triton too. So I told my dad, I said, the Triton is like $5,000. I just hyped it all the way up. 'Cause I know at some point, my dad was modest, but he was a businessman too. He did real estate and he had his stuff together. And so I figured if I turned the price up on him a little bit, and he was like, whatever, I got cars. All my cars didn't cost that much money. And I was like, well, maybe one day. A year go by, and I'm like, it's on sale for $2,200. He said, $22, that's a good deal. I was like, that's how much it costs. I said, if I wait long enough, I got to just bring it down. You always shoot higher, and then you land on where you want to, negotiation.
Well, he was negotiating.
Yeah, easy.
He was
love it.
wiggling.
I love
He
it.
was like, let's get it. I was like, yeah. I was like, cool. I was like, Charles, bro, I got this Triton. What we going to, bro? I made beats all day, all night. I was obsessed making tracks. Man, I started a label. You don't even know, man. I had an alias because this is the business. This is a business model. I was like, okay, between this block range, that block range, my dad is also doing construction. And so he's doing construction for all the D-boys. So he's like, he's a rapper. I'm like, oh, word. And so Master P was always the mode, right? And so I'm like, hey, man, you should do the Master P thing. Like, do you think I can do this? I'm like, yeah, I'll give you a deal on some beats. Like, let me store all your tracks for you, get you a label going. Boy, I didn't convince like 3 of these dudes.
How much was you selling the beats for?
$1,500 a beat.
$1,500.
A beat.
You in high school?
High school. My dad took it. He was like, all right, he built a studio with it though. He was like, I said, let's do a song deal. I'll give y'all, matter of fact, I usually do 15. I'll be out there working with Don Juan, but I said, you know what? Just maybe we do like 15 songs, 20 songs, 1,000. He was like, I got that. That's nothing. I said, man, I was like, is this about to go down? He said, he brought a McDonald's bag, 20. I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm all the way in with this. And my dad was like, give it to me. I was like, damn, I gave it to him. He's like, we're going to put some in church. We're going to tie it I said, all right, that was kind of hard for me to do at the time. I was like,
Tough. Jesus,
I was
you got
like-
2,000?
I was like, man, okay.
Jesus, you need all 2,000?
But I said, I got this left. Went to this place called a Landon, got geared up. I got to look like a producer now. I'm making beats. I got to let people know, hey, I'm out here.
What's
You
the
know?
name of the spot? What's the name of the spot? You said, what is it called?
What you, the church, what you mean?
The mall you went
clothing
to?
spot.
Oh, the Landon.
The Landing.
The Landon. Bro, Air Force Ones, I got the, man, it was on.
He was a
Straight up.
producer.
Producer, Be Unique. That's the name.
Who?
Be Unique.
Be unique.
That was it. I was like, beats for sale. Now I'm out here for real. Like, got the equipment.
Your
People hearing
beats,
about it.
just off your name, your beats sound weak. I'm just gonna say that.
No, that was hard, bro. I had the hardest beat.
I don't know if I'm buying 10 beats from Be Unique.
Be unique.
I know, right?
just
That's some
know.
R&B. That's some R&B.
Yeah.
That was an R&B cycle. I still want that. I had
Even
a good
R&B,
group.
I'm not.
It
That's something
sound
I'm.
like it got baby hair on it. Be unique.
Be Unique. Yeah, that was it, man. I was like, what could I do? I was like, all right, cool. And it went down though. I had people rotating in the basement, and then my dad was like, I'd rather them be in the basement where I can hear all of them versus being out, because all the everybody from the block was just like, he cool, because it was always activity, like a lot of activity. And they was like, y'all see him? He's cool. He got a future, so we gonna protect that. So every
Yeah.
time I come through, they be like, all right,
So they got you on one block and Ronnie around the corner.
like 4 blocks away.
Wow.
Was he doing beats too? Was he
Oh
rocking?
man,
Yeah.
Ronnie
Yeah.
killing it.
Killer.
Ronnie had like 3 or 4 jobs. Like, look, but I always say, he's like, bro, we got to go. We got to work. I was like, what's the urgency? He said, it's urgent. Got to work, bro. I was like, all right, cool. I'm working. Because I always do my own little thing anyway. But yeah. He had a couple people over there. And I had the same thing. I was like, it was either Little Ronnie, Little R Productions, Be Unique. I was like, come over here, man. It's Prolific Productions. And I also had my jazz thing going. So I would actually go into like the Beverly Hills of Kansas City and do a piano concert real quick. And so I had this whole like, I'm Brian Kennedy. I'm here to perform my music.
Are you on Be Unique no more?
And then I'd be unique.
Oh,
when I
the
get to
code
house.
switch. You see the code-
I was
you see the
switching.
code switch?
Switching, bro. I was switching. I was like, but I was keeping it. I'll say what I say anywhere. But it was just how I said it. And I was like, all right, because I would actually study this shit, man. I would literally go to the plaza and I would sit back and I would want to get this gig at Nordstrom's. I'm like, I want to be the piano player who plays at Nordstrom's, for whatever reason or another, and put a suit on and do this. So I went over there and no, sorry, it was this hotel, the Hyatt, my bad. And I was like, I'm playing piano. They had it locked. He was like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, you have to get hired, get on schedule, send the
The
resume.
piano locked.
They had it locked. The dude was like, nah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. So I went back to the Landon, got a suit, put a suit on, put a little square toe church shoes on, had a little book. I just sitting there every day just studying and looking at the piano players. Like, I can kill this dude. And the guy's like, hey, may I help you? Like, my dad's in town on business doing real estate. I'm just here. I'm a composer, but I'm just enjoying it. Oh, you should play. Okay.
Yeah. You look like you supposed
You to give you the Bugs Bunny.
Okay. I started playing, bro. Swear. The whole hotel, everyone's like, what is this? I was like, I just study a little. I started playing like, was it Bruce Hornsby? All these different songs that I knew they would know. They didn't know what to do. They was like, yo, I said, I'm here once a month. We travel often.
to do. We travel often.
You
Yeah,
know
straight
who
up.
you sound. You know who you're reminding me like. You're reminding me right now, nigga. Remember the movie Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah. He was a kid
He
too.
was a kid.
He told me he's a pilot.
Oh, he's a pilot. He was everything.
Dude.
You are giving me Catch Me If You Can
Man,
right now.
and my sister, Vicky, and she started catching on. I mean, she's always been a supporter. She's like, you dope. Yeah, you actually got something going on, so I'm going to help you. Because she's always moving around, traveling, know people and stuff. And she was like, all right, we're going to hit this gig. And she's like, let's do your own concert. So we started building out concerts. And I started using the grand piano and then I tried making beats and started to do this whole spectacle of a thing. And then to fast forward that, man, I was like, all right, cool. I did my jazz concert and it sold out. And my little sister Charlie was like, man, that was a good concert. I like your, what was it, shoulder pads and your little square toe. I looked in the mirror like, this can't be it, bro. I saw my future before my eyes. I was like, I can't I'm not going down as I love jazz, respect to it.
Yeah.
But I can't be on some 19, 20-year-old jazz thing. I can't do it. And by that time, me and Ronnie always keep in contact. And he was like, bro, I'm out of LA now. He was Catch Me If You Can, bro, because I'm at home still in Kansas City. I'm in Atlanta now. And then he's like, producer, so deaf. I'm sitting there. But he would always call me and be like, man, you got to get to LA now. I was like, what's going on? He was like, man, I'm telling you, it's popping out here. We out here. I was like, man, I'm getting the ticket. Where you live, man? We good? He's like, yep. Yeah, I got a place out. I'm staying with my boy Jay. I said, Jay, he cool with me? He's like, come on, let's go. But he definitely was like, I'll give it to him because he was like, bro, you being home ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah.
So I went out, went to the house. It was nice. I like the house. It was this dude, man. Like, dog, I'm in the house. I don't know what happened. He was like, I'll be back or something, but you cool. And I'm
Ronnie said I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like cool. I like it. It might as well be a pool outside. It's palm trees and stuff. You know, I'm in Kansas City, nice, but still I'm with palm trees. I'm out here. I'm like on the phone, like, yeah, I'm at this house chilling, man. And then I go into the room on the piano, bro. I said, that's a room in here. The keyboard, they shouldn't do that. You know, I'm on the keys. Then I hear the door. I was like, he was like, what up, G? Like, what up, bro? Like, who are you? He was like, I'm Jay. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you, bro. So he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, this is his house. This is his keyboard. This is his
You
studio.
got the energy as soon as he said hi to you.
He was like,
you with a blue nigga?
who you with? I was like, Ronnie. He was like, okay, cool. I was like, should I stop making beats? I was like, damn, my whole joy just crumbled. I was like, oh, man.
Because Jay's not friendly when you first meet.
But he was measuring the temperature.
Yeah,
I recognize it.
He always doing that shit. This nigga always come in hot, nigga.
I was like, I said, George, I'm like, you call shout out Ronnie or
This nigga won't ever be nice. Just be nice, Jay.
yo. But he was like,
See who the fuck these niggas? I don't know these niggas.
You my balance, bro.
These motherfuckers.
You're my balance.
but
You have a nice smile, Jay. Smile. God damn.
But it felt like he was just okay. He assessed it, so I'm like, okay, I think he know some weird shit. I was like,
No, because I
damn.
said it before. We spoke about you on the podcast before. It's not, a nigga ain't gonna break in your house and play the piano. Like that.
Maybe the first time I almost
Like,
died,
I'm a
though.
damn fool.
That's some different shit.
Yeah, like, I don't think a nigga gonna break in the house and play piano. But what it was that the door was unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure he didn't know that. Now, I mean, we talking about it in hindsight. He didn't know that, but nigga, it's my studio.
Everything.
Everything is in there. And this was my studio house. I don't live there.
Right.
So I go to put the door and I'm like,
It's wide open.
it's open.
So now you got his gun out.
You ready?
I 100%.
I can tell you
Which
that.
I can legally kill your ass in my property, right?
Yo,
But
that was
the young man was playing piano, man, and it sounds so good, don't you agree?
Hold on 1 second.
You know what? If this nigga, you know what? He play good, man. I ain't gonna shoot his fingers off.
because of that very moment. And like not too long after that, he was like, "Yo, you said you got beats?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You know Sean Stockman?" I was like, "Do I?" Yeah. He was like, "He's coming through tonight. Maybe sitting in with us." Bro, I was like, "Mom, I think we made it." I was like, "Bro, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this." I'm like, I'm sitting here. He's like, "Yo, this is Sean. This is Brian." I'm sitting like to me. I'm like, y'all don't understand the level. And then Ronnie's like working on these tracks. This is something I've been wanting to do my whole life. Because for me, it's opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. You know, but at the same time, I got to be respectful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jay was always been just like, yo, let me talk to you. Literally, bro, when we first had he's like, let's go grab dinner or whatever. Dude had a receipt. He's like, for my accountant. I said, for your who? My accountant said, he knows business.
Mm-hmm.
This person I should have met a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's always just been like on some brother shit, bro. Like legit, like never ever been anything weird. Because he connects me with Ethiopia. He was like, I need to connect you with E. He was like, look, this is what we're going to do. He's like, don't make no sudden moves. And he's like, he'll always say stuff that I would just pick up on because I had management at the time. And then I met E, played her stuff, and she was like, hold tight. I got an idea for you. And then it just started slowly but surely happening, you know. And then there was another time where Ronnie went up and then you went up to the Underdogs. I was like, we going where? You might have said heaven for me, bro. Because that building was like Fort Knox to get into. You just see the gate, you see the car.
You see the front of the gas.
I'm usually dropping somebody off like, man.
Yeah. You going in?
Oh,
Like
oh
in?
man,
Yeah.
dude, I got in the elevator. I was like, this is, I was like, all right, be cool about it. Don't trip, you know, because my T-Wiz, you know, started T-Wiz me.
T-Wiz, yeah.
I was like, bro, if we do this right, we could be underdogs soon. So don't.
We could be underdogs soon.
This could be the move.
Yeah.
But no, but on some real though, he started Troy Noka, T-Wiz, started interning up there as an engineer. So he snatched some of those demos. And so we would listen to him at night. And I was like, this is the mark, this is the moment, this is what we need to do. And I just started studying. And I already had some kind of a musical identity based on what I heard, but I've never heard production so clean, bro. Oh my God, the backgrounds, the vocals, the writing. I'm like, and Jay was like, I wrote this song. It's a Mario song. I was like, you wrote this song, bro? Like, you gonna just tell me that act normal?
Yeah.
How's that even possible?
Yeah.
Like, why are y'all so calm?
Yeah.
My nigga's like, I told you, nigga. This is real out here. I was like, I'm here. And yeah, man, and it just started. I remember the defining moment was I was working with another producer. E had me go to the studio, and I ran into Sierra, and I didn't know her. I just like, come from Kansas City.
What do you mean you didn't know her?
Well, I'm like, oh, I know you. I'm sorry, I thought like I know you, but she's a celebrity. I didn't met her. I'm like, I know you. How you been? She's like, who are you? Like,
How you been?
like, I'm like, good to see you. So I didn't know her. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know you. You're Sierra. Got you.
Right.
Well,
Well,
since you're Sierra, I have a demo, bro. I almost brought a demo today. I was like, hey, bring my laptop just in case. I'm like, never mind, stop, chill out. 'Cause I'm always like ready for opportunity. And I just gave her a CD, and I was like, I'm out. I left the studio, and E called me. He's like, yeah, what did you do at the studio? I was like, okay, damn. She's like, no, come back, Candace Nelson, and Sierra's writing something. It's one of those tracks.
wow.
And that day, the couple of days before that, man, I was telling my dad, I was like, man, LA's hard. Obviously, I'm like, this is getting a little tough. I can't afford it. My dad would help me what he could. And they was like, we want this on for the project, bro. And I was like, yo, my first placement, me and T-Wiz, I was on cloud, whatever.
What song is that?
My Love, number 8 off the Evolution album.
Wow.
Yep, and I was like,
I didn't
dude,
know you did that record.
Yeah, me and T-Wiz, bro. Like, we
Wow.
literally changed everything. E was like, yo, I'm gonna get you locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Did the deal. From there, I was still tapping in with other producers, doing the play for hire thing. Because now I got my show out here once a week at Mount Rose. And it was like a jazz night or a live music night. And that's popping off. Like Babyface would show up to that.
Oh shit!
David Foster would pull
It
up.
was your show. What do you mean?
Yeah, like Brian Kennedy. So I did this thing where me, my friend Titus, was DJ on the bass, Tracy on the guitar. So at the time was like, yo, this is a place. And my boy Keith Belcher was like, you should do like this wine bar where you do once every other Tuesday, just perform like Brian Kennedy Jazz Therapy. Because I was still popping off as a musician in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. And we went out, passed out flyers, and sure enough, it was nice, elegant. I said, I can do something with this. I was like, I'm Brian Kennedy. We're going to play some jazz. And we in here playing, and my boy DJ killing it. Titus is on the drums. T-Wiz on the other keyboard. And it started going off. So I was doing that and producing. So I'm like, okay, I got a hit. I got not a hit album. I got a hit project, Sierra. And I'm doing this.
Were you making money off of that when you were doing that? Were you making any money off of that? Not really?
Enough to, no, not really.
Survival.
Yeah.
Enough to just get a little something going on. And I felt like, yeah, it was survival. But the homie Keith was like, and then Tom parlayed it into something different. So it was more like, getting out there.
But you didn't have to go get a 9-to-5.
No, I didn't have to get a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
But my dad would help me like monthly. He'd like, I'll take care of you when he could.
No, because the other thing that I remember when I didn't shoot you was you had CDs.
Oh, I had CDs.
You had CDs. You had a jazz project.
Yep.
And that's the other thing. I was like, I also can't shoot a jazz nigga either. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Bad karma.
that's, you can't shoot. You know what I mean? It's just certain people you gotta leave alone. It's the jazz, bro. It's like,
yeah.
how do I
shot the jazz,
even
man?
talk about that in the holding tank? What you in here for? Man, this little jazz nigga was playing
Broke in and played
piano
some
in my
keys.
house, man, and I shot him. No, bro. Like,
He shot a jazz nigga.
Yo,
We shaking this nigga.
right. So, but
Yo.
I remember you had the jazz CD, and that's when you would, and we start talking, and it's right when everybody has their side of how the conversation went and how, what they perceived from it. But what I saw was a young man who was very entrepreneurial. Because you were like, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were like, yeah, because I hooked up with the Hallmark people.
Yep.
And I'm like, what Hallmark people? He like, the ones do the cards. I said, nigga, how do you know the Hallmark people? He like, well, in Kansas City, they are, like the richest families in Kansas City. It's like the Hallmarks. This,
Yeah,
and this.
facts.
And you know me, Tank. I'm like, oh, business. I'm just hearing. I'm like, okay, I like where this young dude is going. And what I'm like, who thinks to do a jazz project with the people from Hallmark?
Yeah.
Right.
Because they can obviously press it up for you.
Right.
Yeah, I was definitely trying to get in those gift
they
shops
can do
for sure.
And he started talking about all that. And at this point, you might have been, what, 19? 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, you was, yeah.
I turned 20 that summer.
And I'm like, yo, this is a young dude who not only is he super talented, but he already has his mind on his business and where he wants to take his career. Because even the stuff he started today, I didn't know that though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you were saying when he was 8 and he trying to figure out about gigging and
Yeah.
Man.
but it all makes sense now. 20 years later for us to have this conversation here and me be like, that's exactly what this guy was back then.
Right.
And that's how I was surviving in LA, because I sold 1,000 CDs for $10. And that's how I was able to bust a move. And then I made a whole Christmas album at your spot. I was like, I'm here. You had a Triton in one of those rooms. And I was like, well, I'm going to work on another jazz project. Started making it, man.
How much you make off that one?
I think it was a negative.
Don't say it.
It was a negative
about to say, you still in the hole,
$16,000.
so you
Because listen, I don't know if you guys are watching, but
So what happened was
he got his publishing deal. he got his first placement.
Sierra.
He would have never met Sierra, even though he thought he met her.
Jazz,
Right, I thought I knew her.
jazz residency.
It was all coming back. We just about to square it right now. I got you.
The money's adding up. I see where you're going with this. The money's starting to add up.
You know my mind, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, this is my guy though.
That is
This is my
hilarious.
guy. But watching, just your maturation in the business, bro, and like how you were going about your career was always, and also something that I just always admired about you. Just seeing, because and Tank will tell you, we see so many talented people that don't really know where they're going, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
They jump on that hamster wheel.
Yep.
Man.
And it's tough, man. And it's like, and I have empathy sometimes for that. Tank has more than I. Cause I'm just like, bro, you just, at some point your legs got to get tired of running in the same place.
Yeah, no, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
but to see you and to see that you had a clear view of like, okay, I'm trying to do this to get to this, to get to that.
Right.
Was really cool because I just seen so many talented people, bro. And it would hurt. It would hurt to watch it sometimes. Like, damn, bro, like, nigga, you still
Yeah.
ain't figured this shit out.
I'm at that place.
You still
where I
ain't
see
hit the
that.
pivot. Cause that's the other thing in this business. You gotta be at a pivot.
Fast.
It may not just be a record deal. Like people literally get caught on a deal.
Yeah, that's real. You told me, in fact, you told me that. Two things you told me that switched the game for me. One time, you were like, man, play the piano like you can't play the piano. I was like, what? This dude tell me? Like, he was like, no, simplify. You did a lot of work with me, bro. Like, I know you adding it up, so we're going to break bread, I promise you. But he was like, yo, just simplify it and don't put too much energy on it. And then you said something else. And I remember it was probably like a Kansas City placement or something. I was like, this is the song, something. He was like, hey, man, don't fall in love with one song. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just don't fall. It's many more songs. You're going to have some songs that go left, go right. But and since that day, I'll just keep moving. I'm like, all right, next.
Yeah.
So anyway, that triggered something. Whatever you said triggered that moment. But
Now, I've only fallen in love with one song. And I bring it up all the time on this podcast because it didn't make his album. That's my one song I fell in love with. Like, it's for real. Like,
Crazy?
You know what's crazy? My young partner, DJ B Easy, hit me and he just randomly sent me a text and he said, Jay, what's your favorite song you've ever written? And I hadn't even thought about that in years. And the first thing popped in my head was Injured Reserve.
Injured Reserve is a jam.
Right?
like that, huh?
And he was like, where's the record? I said, it's probably on the internet somewhere. And he found it. And he hit me back. He's like, nigga, this song is incredible. But I was like,
It's on the
that is
internet?
the...
Is it on the internet?
Yeah. I think it's from when your shit everything got leaked.
You still got your version?
Eric Dawkins might have mine.
might have
Somebody
mine.
has
Yeah,
my
I was
version of
killing
it
it,
somewhere. But I say that to say, like, that was the only record for me out of all the music that I've written that really was just like, I really love this
Damn,
song.
that's crazy.
And the song never went anywhere.
Damn.
Partially because of him, because he held on to it for too damn long. But that's whatever.
Damn artist.
It wasn't my fault.
No, it wasn't.
got it,
It's
got
not
it.
just to make. It just
Okay, got it.
But
Got it.
I had to learn that lesson
Got
early.
you.
Like, as great as I think it is, as great as multiple people think it is,
That's literally.
it may never come out.
That's literally the energy in the conversation.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I prepare myself for this?
It's not easy.
Nah, not at all. But that's when I started switching gears. I was like, I'm gonna start doing different genres. I've always did different genres. And along the way of all the success that I was having, it was going up. But
So let's talk about the success, though.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
we're not
okay.
gonna brush over that.
Got
You know what I'm saying? Because absolutely, your story is extremely important, and we're gonna continue to go into that. We also got to give them the bars too. Though.
Got you.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna let you flex.
Okay, got
We're gonna let you
man,
flex.
I'm into it, you know.
Because
That's why you're here.
after you get your first placement,
Mhm.
Do you do your publishing deal right after that? Or do you wait?
It's already in motion.
It's in motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do my first one with the scope of that being the cut.
Yeah.
Not
What was to come.
Not predicting was around the corner.
Right.
And I was in motion to do a said production deal with someone. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to take my own route.
Okay.
And it was like, man.
So a bigger producer offered you an opportunity.
Yeah. I had a fortunate to have a couple opportunities from different producers or whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have a choice I have to make. Either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. And I was like, I just want to just wait a little bit longer. Even though I felt it was necessary to have someone bigger to help opportunities, but that song came out. So I was like, let's just see what happens. And I remember that day that I was like, I'm not going to do this particular deal. I was like, man, something else got to give. And I was like, I'm going to turn this up a little bit. And me and T-Wiz were still working. We were still building. And I had my pub deal. So I was like, I'm going to be on some Kansas City shit. I was like, I'm going to get an apartment way out somewhere. Bro, I moved out to like Valencia or something. I just got in the car one day, just drove. It was like,
You drove for a long ass time.
for a long time, bro.
Shit.
For a loss, like five. I want a five. I was like, what's this little quiet area? I said, I'm gonna live over here. I'm gonna just duck off and just build and create. And I remember at the time I'm still working with Polo, Chris, Dre Merritt, Rabe, and so I'm going back to the studio. I think there was a record plant, and now
From Valencia.
Now keep in mind, there's an underlying health issue that I'm dealing with that I don't know I'm dealing with yet.
Okay.
And so I'm tired, I'm frustrated. I'm like, yo, man, working in the studio late takes a toll. Because I'm thinking like, I'm young, so there's definitely nothing wrong with my health.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was always like sleeping, or I fall asleep in the studio, or I'm like, people like, yo, VK, that's not normal, bro. You shouldn't be. I'm like, I'm just tired. Y'all taking too long, type of thing. Yeah, y'all need to hurry up. You know what I mean? In my mind, I'm like, I could have done this a long time ago. But that's also not egotistical, but it's I've done this I've been making music I've been writing songs at 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
So I understand so many different variations, not from a standpoint of like, I'm a consumer. I like to observe, but also understanding this stuff like left and right. And so I fall asleep and I heard Rihanna was in the studio. I was like, what? How did I miss Rihanna? Like, I'm trying to be
While you
her.
were asleep.
Sleeping
Yeah.
next to the games.
Don't fall asleep in the studio.
Don't fall
guys.
asleep in the studio. I'm sitting next to the games in the record playing. I wake up and he's like, yeah, you missed it. I was like, I never miss another session. I'm going to stay up. And sure enough, the next day she pulled up. I meet her, right? I'm in the studio. At this point, I'm working with Chris a little bit. And I'm like, and she's sitting over there because Reed always been her own, she just carries her own energy. And I was like, I'm going to go talk to her. I'm just going to so I walk up to her. I'm like, hey.
Do I know you?
Nice to meet you. I thought I knew her. I knew her from somewhere.
How you
I was
been?
like, man, just pleasure. And then I just like, I heard you looking for a new sound. Swear, I was like, oh, here we go.
That's what you randomly say to her?
I heard you looking for a new sound. Because we was working on a single, a reloaded single for her project. And I was like, yeah, I got a sound for you. And I took her phone out of her hand, bro. And it's like, I'm just put my number in your phone and just here. And she's looking at me like, okay. And I just, and now in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is mortifying, bro. I'm embarrassing myself. This is crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, who the hell is this dude? So I gave her back her phone, was like, yeah, just hit me anytime. Or, and we go over to Chris Brown, looking in the studio, looking at the speakers and stuff, looking crazy as hell, man. And I was like, I'm about to head out and just reclaim my life. And Chris was like, yo, play the keys before you leave. For real, I want you to play for her. I said, oh, yeah. You want me to play piano for her? Okay. So I got on the motif.
Yeah.
Boy, I said, this better. I better play for my life. You know, 5 heartbeats when the dude was running.
Yeah.
I said, this is it.
About music.
I said, I'm leaving. This is it. This is it. Because every moment that I always had the ability to understand that this is not a normal moment. But I have to normalize this moment at the same time, which is a hard thing to do because it's like all of it or nothing at the same time. So I was like, okay, start playing. You can just see her demeanor. She's like, okay, dope. I said, all right, man, catch y'all later. I got an email that night, bro. She's like, I love your energy, your spirit, your music's incredible. Bring me what you got. February 14th, 2007, dog. I got up 6 a.m. and made the track to Disturbia. Like that. And I was like, this is it. I got my mom in the car. I had my little...
Just you?
Just me on the track.
On the
just
track.
100%. Not Triton, but Logic at this
Logic.
point. Because you know, I went to the training.
Welcome.
Yeah. I went to the training, you know. So I did it on Logic, and I made my parents get up. I was like, yo, I made this beat for Rihanna. Y'all hop in the car with me. We're going to just ride around in Valencia. And I was like, this is going to be it. I was like, this is it. This is the big day I've been waiting for. Get to the studio later that day. Walking in the studio, there's another producer there. He was like, "What you doing here?" I was like, I got a session, some I got this track. He was like, "Let me hear the track." Play the track. He's like, "Trash." He's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Okay, shit. Now what?" So I walk out. I'm walking down the hall. Dre, Merritt, Chris, Rabe, they all walking in. And Chris is like, "Oh, that's a CD. That's a demo." He just took it out of my hand. I said, "All right, I'll be back later. I'm going to go. I got to do this Valentine's Day thing. We're going to see The Color Purple with my mom and stuff." And I was like, "That's just
And the one nigga already made you feel like your track might not have
oh,
been
yeah.
it.
I was like,
Right.
today was the day I knew that life would change in my mind. I'm dramatic like that. And so I'm leaving. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. So I drive home. Let me do the Color Purple thing. And Chris, hey, come back. She's loving this song. She's loving it. Like, we got an idea for it. And we come back to the studio. The dun, 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 started playing it. Dre got on it. Chris started writing to it. And she was like, "Yo, this is my single." And I was like, "What? What did you just say?" I was like, keep it cool. Keep it cool. And she hit me. And no, Jay Brown called me like 2 days later. He was like, "Yo, I'm Jay Brown." I was like, "I heard about you, man. Like, I know you Jay Brown to calling me." I was like, "He's how much you charge for tracks?" I was like, 20,000. He was like, "Hey, man, that's expensive. Somebody know you." They was like, just like, "Yo, check yourself, bro." I was like, "Well, you asked me." And I answered. He said, "Look, man, Reese paying for this out of her pocket. What can we do?" 12. She wrote a check for 12,000. She's like, "Look, my budget's depleted because she did all these other tracks." But she A&R'd that herself. She said, "I'll give you 12 and they come back." Bro, I'm 50% publishing that song, dude.
That's a lot more than a little 1,500 you was charging too.
Dude, that shit skyrocketed so fast. But no, not fast. 6 months, 7 months later. Sorry. And then Forever, right? Because I tapped in with Polo on Forever on the Chris Brown record. And so that's already going up in a sense. And I remember, sorry, just to continue that day, I wasn't feeling 100%. But anyway, knock that track out. So, all right, here we go. There's a Chris Brown single coming out, and there's a Rihanna single coming out. But it goes quiet. Like you said, it's like, will it not happen? Is it coming? Is it happening?
Yeah.
I go to Kansas City. My brother Kevin's my number one A&R to this day. He's here now. I'm like, move out to LA because shit about to go crazy now. And he was like, play me your demos, bro. Let me hear what you got. I played Disturbia of the demo. He was like, "Oh, this gonna go. This is your biggest hit." I was like, "Man, I ain't heard from him or nothing." He was like, "Man, this is your hit." Jay Brown called me that same night. "Where you at?" "I'm in Kansas City. I need you in Denver tomorrow. We cutting Disturbia." Though went to this Denver, did the Glow in the Dark tour, watched it. Rihanna got in the studio, cut that mug. That shit came out. It skyrocketed number 1. Forever was number 2. The phone calls started happening. I was like, let's go. All the phone calls.
I called you. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
No. I called him. And it was funny because I could tell the phone calls were coming. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I could tell.
You sensed it.
And it was also funny to me because and you can tell me if this is true or not. I think at first he thought I was calling him on some "you owe me."
Oh. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And I wasn't. Mm-hmm. And I literally was calling him just to tell him how proud I was.
I remember that day. I was at the Boomer Room.
You had number 1 and number 2 Hot 100 at the same time.
I remember that day.
And I called him and I could tell on the phone, he like, "Is this nigga about to press me?" Right?
I was like, hold on. Let's calculate real quick. How does this work?
And I really just wanted to tell him congratulations.
Mm-hmm. I remember that day. I remember it.
Because
100%.
you having that, and I've never had a Hot 100 number 1. You having that, I felt like was me having that with you.
Damn.
Fuck money, fuck all of like. I was just like, this is the same kid.
Yeah.
Broke into your house and played the
That
piano.
broke into my house and played the piano.
Nights.
Yeah.
That got the number 1 and 2 song in the world at the same damn time.
Yeah, that was.
Nigga, congratulations.
Thank you. Man, that was crazy. I remember it, dude. Like, I went to I called my accountant. I was like, "So what's this supposed to mean?" Because I heard about this. I heard about these number ones.
about this.
So now what? And then my deal's. I'm leaving my deal now. Like, so I'm literally went to Cobalt, did an admin situation, and I was like, okay, we on. We all the way on. And then I started doing Kelly Clarkson. Now, keep in mind, just to be fully honest about it, I was distorted. And this is now at this point, like now my headaches are coming in. And you probably don't remember. I remind you of something too. But I I started getting these migraines, and it started getting a little like, damn, I'm like, okay, I gotta see what's going on. I thought my wisdom teeth needed to be pulled, so I went to the dentist, and they brought a blood pressure machine out, and it was like, I just put on. It was like 260 over, like, it was just crazy. He was like, the machine's broken. Get another machine in here.
They told you the machine was broke.
It's broke. They say it's defective. Get another one in here. They brought another machine in there. The dude looked at it, looked at me. He said, "I'll be right back." He came back with a nurse. This is the dentist's office. They was like, "Look, we're gonna write you a letter, and we need you to leave here and go to the emergency room right now." I was like, "What's happening?" He's like, "Your blood pressure. You should go to the emergency room right now." And told my assistant at the time. I had like an assistant. I thought I was doing something. I had somebody to me to. He's like, "Get him to the hospital right now." So. Of course, I didn't take it serious. I'm like, man, I'm cool. I'll just go later. I call my mom. She's like, man, if you don't get to the hospital right now. So I went, gave them my letter. Like 2 or 3 doctors came out from the back immediately and was like, we got to drop your blood pressure. Sorry, my bad. Mm-hmm. He's like, we got to drop your blood pressure. We got to admit you. You're pretty much a walking stroke right now. Like, they're doing this. Like, can you literally, like, are you alive? How are you? Like they was
how you functioning?
How are you functioning? What's going on? What have you not taken your meds? All these different things. I'm like, no,
you weren't on meds.
We're on meds or nothing. I was like, I'm straight. And they put the IV drip and they dropped my blood pressure. And I was looking at my text messages and the words fell off. So I was going like a little mini stroke episode.
No.
And I was like, yo, I don't feel good at all. And so my dad, next day, my mom and dad, they flew out. But before then, the doctor that I was working with at first was harassing me. Like, why are you here? Like, why are you at this hospital? Like, you're just talking like, Google, you might have this, literally, I was like, dude, this is kind of hostile. But at the time, I didn't know what it was. My dad came the next day and he's like, we got to do a biopsy because something's up. And so we did a biopsy Monday and I tested, it was renal kidney failure. FSGS is the most rare and effective and dangerous kidney disease. One of them. 10% function, bro. Literally, they was like, yeah, you got to switch the gears right now. We're going to get you on dialysis. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I'm sitting back like, no, you're not. I got a session in a couple of weeks. In my mind, I'm like, yeah. In my mind, I'm like, no, I didn't come this. I'm like, hold on. Is this the price of success? Like, I have to, is this really what comes with it? And I was like, I manifested everything but who I wanted to be when it happened. And my dad always said that. He said, don't worry about making it. Worry about who you are when you do make it. And I neglected that because I thought, the industry's like, you got to come studio late, pull up, do this, like eating what you want to eat. You've always had a good regimen though. Jay always been cool, man. He's always been chill. Like, he's like, you never, I feel like you never let this shit affect you in the same way. I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably went through your thing, but I always, when we had a conversation, it was definitely necessary because that's when I was going through a manic episode. So when you called me, you was talking to me, I was kind of like, I'm some money. Or I probably had a hospital appointment and I was feeling jittery from the steroids and all these different medications they put me on. And so now I'm like a zombie, kinda. So I started putting the mask on and be like, all right, I'm gonna still kill it. And so I had my doctor's appointments every other week. And I had my sessions. So I just scheduled my sessions. So hits, hospital, Grammys, hospital, blah, 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 hospital. And then I just got really depressed. And I started feeling like, I don't feel nothing. I'm like, my whole life I did this. I feel nothing. How's that even possible? I'm getting calls. Kelly Clarkson working on a song. The Pink wants to meet me. And all these things I thought was supposed to be what it was supposed to be. It didn't feel like nothing to me. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm moving to Nashville. I'm out. I'm going to go to Nashville, get a little place, go stay in a teepee or stay somewhere off in the cut and just...
Did you say a teepee?
A teepee. Get away from this shit. I'm going to go to Nashville, get a teepee and just duck off.
I didn't even know they...
That's the correlation.
Yeah, I was like teepee, like just a place to get away. Yeah. So to me, I was like a teepee on an acreage, and it still does music. I can go back to Kansas City, but I didn't want to go back. They'd have loved it too much. They'd been like, hey, he's back. I'm like, how many hits do I gotta do to make people know that I'm for real? And then also I've been top lining. I be keeping it cool, man, because I just I was raised to be modest and be humble. But I be like, y'all don't have niggas don't know like what this is for me and what I understand it to be. And so I moved to Nashville years ago, and Ronnie was on that too. So I like the new Nashville Surgeons, but I'm like, I kind of helped get that started. You know what I'm saying? I was working Dan Huff, the Rascal Flatts, Kenny Chesney.
I remember that's the one name you would always say.
Kenny.
Rascal Flatts.
Yeah,
I had no idea who that was.
Oh my
at that time when you first talking about it, you like, man, change Rascal Flatts. I'm like, Rascal Flatts? Like, okay.
I told this guy, I said, I'm in Nashville. He's like, you're a writer. You got these big records. And I remember I I was at this function where I was playing the piano, a Universal function, and these two guys came up to me. It was Pat Hayden and Kent Earls. Was like, hey man, you do country music? I said, yeah, I do country music. He was like, when you come out to Nashville, look us up. Man, I was there. I bought a guitar and everything. I didn't put the hat on. I'm cool on that. Like that's
Did you know how to play guitar?
Yeah, I figured it out on the way. I said
On the way.
four chords. I was like, here we go. I'm there. 4 chords. All the country hits is 4 chords.
Yeah.
They say, "Don't boys get to the chorus." I'm like, cool, let's go. So I started imitating.
Don't boys get to the chorus.
I started emulating songs, started playing and singing, and I would joke, but they would be like, "That's really good." I was like, "Yeah, you think so?" And I said, "You know what? I'm here to do pop music with y'all. Yeah, how many people here want to do pop music?" They're like, my daughter love if I work with Rihanna. You know, they got forms.
Rihanna.
They got forms. It's
Rihanna.
not about the money. It's just, you know, you just have a good time working with Rihanna and Chris Brown and Christopher. Ought to be amazing to work with him. And so I started working on pop songs with them and giving their community, like, you know, collaborations. And they was like, we should do country music. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, yo, don't let me do this because I'll do it for real. And so started doing it. Rascal Flatts, this girl named Maggie Rose got on her project. Kelly Clarkson did Mr. Know-It-All was a hit in both genres, pop and country. And then at the time, my health started getting worse. So I'm in Nashville, got a whole new life. And then I just like, I'm done. I couldn't handle the pressure of trying to maintain that energy and have a headache. And I started thinking about suicide. I was like, I found a new thing and then that didn't complete it. I'm like, yo, what is this?
Wow.
Why can't I get around this thing? And I just was avoiding it, man. I was just not paying attention to the rules. And it's not like, I was drinking, I was smoking, I wasn't doing anything, taking nobody's girl. I thought I was being a good Samaritan, and I was like, I'm gonna just be here. And I'm like, so God, I'm confused about why I'm in this space. And you got me this talent. And it wasn't until life moved on and I met the person who I'm with now, you know what I'm saying? And it's almost seeing through a peephole, you see energies in people. And Jay's always been a constant. And every time I saw you taking, actually after I got out of the hospital, I saw y'all, I think a Rock Nation brunch or something. And I was skinny or whatever. And you was like, we need you here, man. We need you here, bro. You good? I was like, yeah. Y'all was together. You was like, we need you here. Come on, man. I was like, appreciate it. But I was fresh out the hospital. That's when I seen you. It was brief, but you always make sure y'all tap. One thing about y'all is like brothers, y'all make sure y'all tap in. And it's not happening like that. And I use that now when I measure someone's energy, I try to be intentional and be present about it. Cause all this other shit, man, people turn up studios, all that, that's cool, but it's like, bro, it's deeper than that, man. Cause once you understand the deconstruction of life itself, and from my experience, it's like none of this really matters other than like, what's the mission? And then I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I got hits, but I need to heal. And so what does that look like? I was like, I want to go from making hits to healing, then making hits. And so I created a not-for-profit called Hits to Healing, where we reach, we teach, we connect the medical with the community, pharmaceutical with the foundation, because there's a whole bunch of misconceptions about how communication works within the space of medical in our community. Because they was all hit me up after my surgery and was like, we would love for you to be the front man to this or to that. And I was like, I don't think I'm capable of doing that if I don't have the information. So I posted my story online and comments were going up and people were hitting me up and I was getting messages like, yo, I have kidney failure. Like, what would you suggest for clinical? I was like, whoa, I don't know. I just shared my story. And I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta educate myself. So I quit music again. I quit music like 4 times, by the way. I was still doing it for fun, but I was like, I quit again. This is it. This is the moment. Everybody's like, here you go, he's quitting again. I'm like, he's gonna quit. New revelation. And I started teaming up with the National Kidney Foundation recently, and then NephCure Kidney Foundation, Northwest Kidney Center, American Heart Association. I started looking at their messaging, and it was similar to my messaging, but they had the power and the understanding and the connections. And so I started working with them closely. And
but how did you even get to them? Were you just cold calling people?
No, check this out. I was on a high profile list when I got my transplant. That I didn't know about that. And so a pharmaceutical company reached out to me.
So what does that mean? That means that they just put you at a certain tier.
Right. Didn't know that. I was like, yo, this is wild. Like,
so they knew who you were.
I went into some system.
Got it.
Where it's like, he is
he's an accomplished.
Yeah. Because they need it. They need that. They need
Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying.
because they
for their funding.
for their funding and their collaborations. But with the truth be told, man, it's a lot of people who want to help and want to build,
but don't know how.
Don't know how, and don't know. And I went in a couple of. It was one particular organization that I did I was working with, and the messaging was just. I was like, what? Hold on. I read an article and I was like, first of all, y'all crop somebody else's dusty hands on the piano or the keyboard. And it was like, Brian King. I was like, hold on, man. I was like, yo, man, I've taken my hands. It's my hands. Like, you ain't got to, like, I can just give you a picture playing the piano. And it was like, hypertension comes from blah, 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 smoking. And it was just too close. My face was too close to like all the drugs and all the things. I was like, yeah, that's not why. And so I had to call him. And within like an hour, I was on the phone with the whole entire president from this division, that division. And I was just telling him, like, I think it's a lot of tone deaf energy going on. And it's like, what do you mean? I was like, y'all not communicating with the community. I can tell when these commercials come on that they're commercials. I can tell when there's no content built around health equity. What'd you do? I said, this is what I would do. I started a media company and I started telling my own story, scoring it. I doctored it up, man. When I do my shows, I play it before and people just like, oh my God, it's human. It's the human experience. And that's what I've been up to, man. Like, I mean, I'm still making hits, but my intention behind it is hits and using music as a activation to get people interested, but really tell my story and help other people tell theirs. And also, we ain't got to kill ourselves for music. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know this already, but not everything comes from pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is happy moments that we can take and utilize. And so I've been scoring movies and stuff and building them in. But I've been tied to some, and my first grant was come from the John Rockefeller Fund too. And I got my homie Adam. He was just like, yo, like, I'm loving what's going on. We have our conversations and there's a lot of people who want to help. And I'm like, cool, let's go. And so now that I have that going on in music and then also IP in between. So I'm starting to understand back to the business. I'm back on my business shit, but crazy now. Like, I'm understanding, like, I want to build, reach, teach, connect medical centers.
Gotcha.
And help us as a community understand that it's preventive healthcare. We got a genetic test. We got to know, like, just like we know stats, we got to know our health.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's important. So for me, you know, I slip up sometimes and just like don't be on it like I should, but I check my blood pressure, I drink my water, get my sleep, I check in, you know, and I make sure I'm on the up and up. But for the most part, man, this is the new chapter for me.
It's not like the big conversation in our community.
That it should be.
Just getting checked.
Yeah.
Like to know where I went through a similar thing where I thought I felt amazing. I felt amazing. I looked great. But that blood work says something
totally different.
Crazy.
Totally. When I say different, they was asking me, it was like, so are you depressed? I was like, no.
Damn, that's
it was like, are you having problems here? I was like, no, chilling. I was like, I work out twice a day. I perform on the weekends. I was like, they're like, how are you doing this? I was like, I don't know. Am I not supposed to? And they started reading off the charts. And I was like, no, you are not.
Wow.
And if we don't know how long whatever you own or whatever it is gonna last. So we got to get you right from the inside.
Wow.
And this is me at 40 something years old, just discovering that of course you go get checked from your doctor and all of these things, but there's so many other answers and questions that you need to ask.
That's it.
Because
that's it.
They're going to treat you for what's happening now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever. Does such and such, does this hurt?
Yep.
Cool. Let me fix that.
Yep.
Or let me give you something for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But most of the time, they're not warning you
Nah.
Right. Like
for them things that's around the corner.
Like
Preventative. Yep. Because now, you got to realize it's like for some, it's more as clientele. So it's like, come on back.
Come on back.
You know, and it's like experiencing that is wild because I never did dialysis. I turned it down. I was like,
you didn't do it.
No,
You never did it.
I was like, no, I'm good.
I'm so glad you did.
I was just like, and I would, you know, I would always say, do your research, talk to your doctor. No, I'm not going to say
what works for you.
What works for you.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, man, what I'm not about to do is take my travel restrictions away. I didn't come up here and did all this stuff. And
you have to decide in your mind how hard you're going to fight to not have to go on dialysis.
yes.
That's a different fight.
Yep.
That's a
For
different
sure.
cleanup.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And that's literally what I was dealing with. And then I would go, I was in and out of like binging like In-N-Out burgers. I'm like, I don't care no more. Like then, but I was like, water, workout. I got hired a chef, and then I had a trainer, and I was doing everything I thought I was supposed to do. But I was like, I'm not doing it. He's like, there's ones you can take in your house and hook. I'm like, that's not sexy to me. I'm like, I'm not doing this. And maybe it was a moment of where I was like, I just don't want the inconvenience of having to be somewhere. I was like, if I'm going out, I'm going out the way I always imagined, doing music and being free. I didn't come in here to be in a jail, in a sense. But some people don't have the choice, and so
there's that.
So I still work with other organizations that's tied to Dallas's. But for me, I just want to go and accept it. I was like, nah. And then it's almost like the therapist was like, but are you depressed? Like he said, are you depressed? Like, I'm like, nah, should I be? It's like, maybe you should be depressed because this is that. And then I just had my support system. My brother and my sister, Vicky, Victor, Charlie, all my parents' stuff was like, all right, cool. But I was still feel isolated though, because they would never really know. Because no one's checking on you for your medications, like taking medications. So it was a battle. It's ongoing. My transplant is a treatment, not an actual cure. And so I'm still.
Say it again. Your transplant is just a treatment,
but it wasn't a cure.
It's not a cure.
Not a cure at all. So my brother is lifespan, but the fact that my brother was an identical match was crazy, and so I still got to take care of it the same way I would, any other thing,
What percentage is?
I'm fully functioning now.
Fully functioning.
I'm all the way in. Yeah. He definitely gave me a kidney. I was like, good looking.
Okay, you.
I was like, thanks for that. Appreciate
Super
it.
kidney.
For sure.
So
I got
you was dancing with Usher at the Super Bowl. When he came on here. He's back moving.
Back moving. Hey, man, for real.
I got a super kidney for you.
Dude, for sure. Because I started walking more. I was like, I can do Rain Canyon. I'm like, and so my 30s was way more, and I feel better now than I ever felt in my 20s.
Wow.
And that's when I always feel like it's your plan, and then there's the plan that God already has for you. And then also is like not trying to control too much. Because if I had, in my mind, I said, if I never went through that, because my mom was on a business, I was already about to flip half of the city. I was like, I'm going to get this house. I was already on this whole monopoly thing, and I was like, had this vision, but God was like, nah, that's not the vision I got, bro. You about to sit down, you about to take it. And so it took away my ability to care about things that I thought I should have cared about. So it kind of slowed me down enough to realize that I had to come back to the beginning. So I'm actually living at the beginning again. However, hits were still being made, things were still being going on, the residuals, right? And so I was able to take that and utilize that and start focusing on the future. But straight up, man, I feel every day I'm alive, I'm like, it's a blessing, dude.
So where is it that people that are maybe going through some of these certain things, where would you suggest that they look into? Like, what are some good organizations?
Oh, for sure.
Good sites?
hitstohealing.org. That's what it is.
They can find what they need.
Then. Yeah, because what it is that, and is anything that's related to their actual disease or whatever they're going through, there is an organization so if it's kidneys, then it's like all these kidney organizations. If it's heart, it's heart organizations, or if it's just hypertension. But for sure, what we're doing at His Healing is creating more accessible and relatable content and conversations. Because the problem with, I always say doctors are like musicians. Like when musicians jam, they doing it for each other, not the people. And doctors are talking to each other, not the people. And so for me, even as a pianist, does that correlate? When I play, I want to pour into people. I don't care about
what
aesthetically, what you, bro. I'm like, man, you're going somewhere, bro. It's cool. I just want to make sure including if we affected by it, then I did my job. I don't, again, like I said, like I passed up on so many opportunities to make hits, and maybe at some point I would have like switched it up a little bit. I'm like, I don't care about the aesthetic for today. I care about 10 years from now when I hear it, I feel good about it. Now some songs I can play that I did, I was getting paid for to do them. I was like, man, there's a couple of just Jesse McCartney songs. I was like, it was just dope. The first one is another one I did. That's with the Clutch. That was a vibe, but I just stopped. I was like, I'm gonna stop and just focus on the healing factor of it all. And then there's business tied to that. And man, I'm about to do a His Healing Academy in Kansas City, and a couple other things that I'm working on. But the ecosystem is crazy, man. I started doing like a lot of social entrepreneurial groups. I'm on a few boards, working with PBLA, working with Sony Music Foundation, protecting songwriters and learning more about that every day as I'm building, working with a lot of crazy people, man.
In terms of protecting songwriters, what is that?
So Sony Music Foundation, so I'm on the board member, and it's looking out for rights, activism, speaking up, they're doing a lot of work with like trying to talk to labels and getting.
Is there a conversation around building a union for it?
Now that is way above my understanding. Now, honestly, I hear talks of it, but specifically with that, yeah, I haven't because I'm new to it. Mm-hmm. But I hear a lot of people saying that. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's the final frontier in terms of protection.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the only thing that guarantees it, because then it becomes a federal thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can only go so far when a union's in place.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like, it's in two-part, right? Because the union says a thing has to be a certain way, which I respect and agree with. I think artists need a union. I think producers need a union. I think songwriters need a union. I think they need to be protected. But I also think that, you know, sometimes the nuance of negotiating or taking less or whatever it is, that part of the journey, it just gets you to that next thing. Like I'm listening to I'm listening to people kind of talk about, and they wanted this much publishing in order for me to get on the album, and then they said, and I'm like, the question you should be asking yourself is it worth it?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
I can tell you a few albums that I would have
it for you.
That in the position that I was in,
yeah,
and they said, I'm gonna need 5% on each song, but you're gonna get all 7 on the album.
Let's go.
No problem.
Yeah. No, facts. And I've experienced that multiple times.
No, and we've all been there in one way or another, because I've been on the other side of that too, of someone saying to me, well, such and such artist wants 10% of this song, and me saying no.
Yeah,
got you. Yeah, no, it, like you said, it works for,
and but me being able to live with, okay, I didn't have a song on that project.
Yep.
And then me also saying no, and then being like, you know what, I know this artist, let me get on the phone with him.
Got it. Yeah.
And then having the understanding of, this is actually, it's for a greater cause of this project, and what this artist is going to put into this song is worth the percentage that said artist is asking for. So I've been on both sides of it, and I've had moments where I've said yes and no.
Facts. Same. And I figure those moments are defining moments to least, even if whatever choice you make, to make a point to whoever entity that is, to say, look, all right, this is not what I do, but this time I do it. And moving forward, like,
right.
Could take me a while to realize is like how you present yourself is how you pretty much going to be kept in most cases.
Right.
And for me, I was always the guy who played the piano. And bro, I made so many random. My first placement was a strip club anthem, and I'm rapping on the hook called "Thicker Than a Snicker," bro, and that went up. You know what, Jay? Don't even do it, bro.
I'm just trying to picture you.
Oh no, don't. Be unique. Have all alternate, different levels of.
Wait, then he was another guy too.
Yeah, Mr. Vuitton.
Mr. Vuitton.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. I won a competition in St. Louis that almost got me killed too for that shit.
For being Mr. Vuitton.
Man, well, quickly. I was in St. Louis. We did this track. And it was bro. Because I was like, man, now I'm doing this. I hate waiting. So even when I'm waiting, I want to create something else. So that's how my albums come out. I'm like, all right, if I'm waiting for a song to get placed, I'm gonna create another album. And so by the time I got 3 projects, when I'm getting placed, and now we in rotation. So I'm never not waiting anymore. Something happened today, tomorrow. And I was in St. Louis. We did this whole rap thing. I was actually on stage, man. We killed it. We all had Chiefs jerseys on, and it was a whole thing back then. Not realizing the East St. Louis, Kansas City disconnect, right? This is white dude. He was like, hey, man, y'all got something going on. I was like, yeah, see, I told you it's a label. I mean, in my mind, I'm naive, I'm young. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Vuitton, it's popping. So
Mr. Vuitton.
I was like, look, I'm rapping and we here. He was like, you should come to the studio. It's four of us. I'm like, yeah, you go to the studio. It's 5 of us, actually. I was like, yeah, where is it at? He was like, it's over the bridge. So it's like 5 of us. We're homie trap. We chilling, so we ain't be tripping. We drive over to East St. Louis. By the time I realized it was East St. Louis, my dad was like, don't ever cross that bridge to East St. Louis. And I'm looking at the thing like, oh, wait, hold on. And at that point, it was like, it's too late. It's too late. I was like, huh, okay, cool, no trip. We here, we doing it. We get out to this rinky dink house, and my ego was like, man, they ain't doing nothing. I'm going. Let's pull up. Let's go. We here. It's the label. Come on, get this. Y'all with me or not? We gonna do this or not? Walk in the house, bro. It's like a MPC, 3 keyboards, a dude in a wheelchair, 2 girls on the couch, 2 dudes over there, and I'm like, this is a trap house for sure. Like, but there's MPCs, so somebody got dreams here. So let's just
Somebody has dreams.
So let's figure out what the conversation.
When trying to get the money
Yo,
Somebody has dreams here.
Yo, I would say, okay. I said, well, this ain't gonna be beneficial to whatever I thought it was, but we here, so let's entertain whatever this is. And the dude was like, all right, y'all rap, y'all do this. My boy Info was with me. He said, yeah, I'll rap. Cool. First thing he says, fuck St. Louis, we all blah, blah, blah. I was like,
Who did
That's what he said?
yeah, fuck St. Louis. Battle rapping era. I'm like, you do know.
Y'all insane. What?
So I'm sitting back like, okay. So the dude's like, yeah, that's dope. You rap? I was like, no, I'll play piano, bro. He was like, all right, we're gonna put them keys up in a minute. We're gonna see. My brother, you rap? I was like, no, he don't rap. He said, cool. He's like, we rap. We rap too. He said, matter of fact, y'all get out of here to the girls, right? And then another dude from over here comes over here. He put a door stopper under the door. And then to the back, like 3 or 4 more dudes come in. And he's like, it's a rap battle, y'all. About to rap. I was like, it's a rap. This is about to be a rap. I was like,
When they tell the girls to leave,
Oh man.
cancel Christmas.
So it's me, my boy Navio singing for his life. He had a little jerry curl, whatever, sweating. He's like,
Singing for
such and such. I was like, cool. Dude said, I'm a rap. I got a song with y'all to hear. I was like, all right, cool. It's just called A Murder Man. I said, that's kind of dope, right? Come on, y'all, hype it up. He was like, all right, I'm the murder man. I do the murder dance. I got these niggas out here doing the murder man. He's like, I'm the murder man. I was like, oh, 2 pistols. He's I'm the murder man.
It's not the dude that was in the wheelchair.
Nah, he was still sitting there like,
Okay.
y'all should have came here.
I don't know why y'all rolled in here like this. I rolled in.
Yo, he doing this. I'm the murder man. And I was like, yo, I just now walked me, my brother, my boy Philip, Terrence, all of us into a trap. This is, and right in the middle of him doing that, I'm the murder. I was like, yo, wait. But he's like, I was like, yo, hold on. He was like, I was like, how did Nelly come out before y'all? How did the St. Lunatics come out before y'all? He said, what? I was like, no. Y'all know Club Chemical, Hot 103.3? 103.3? It's my cousin Sean. I'm calling right. Yo, this shit is crazy. How is the Lunatics out before y'all? He said, I've been trying to tell those niggas what time it was. And he was like, yeah. I said, hold on, let me call. Hold on. I'm over like, hey, Vicky, man, this rapper, man, they cold. I'm gonna tell you, y'all got some demo. Man, okay, hold on. Yo, we can get you on Club Chemical. He's like, word? I was like, yeah. But he's like, y'all niggas can't be out here doing that, rolling people's houses. But who you know? I'm like, Sean Tyler, my cousin works Demetrius Denham for Nelly. He's like, yeah. I said, man, I just feel like y'all the real truth. He said, cool. And we just, everything kind of chilled out, let the dude out. And dude was like, don't ever do that again, man. He's like, I can't just be rolling people's houses. I was like, yeah, but y'all got some serious talent. So if y'all ever see the Murder Man song, the movie, I'll find y'all. But no, that literally happened, bro. He was like, man, I be telling you, we grinding so hard out here. I was like, man, I get it, bro. I understand.
I understand. Now, can
It's
you
real
take
out
the
here.
doorstop off?
Yeah. Oh, dude was like, kicked it. He was like, man, I said, hey, y'all got some talent. I said, this was crazy, man. We're going to get back to the club. He said, we're going to let my boy leave first, though. The white dude, spaz out of there. We driving in the car. Police pull us over. And he was
Police
like,
pull y'all over?
on the way out. We driving back. We rushing because my boy's like, yo, we about to go get this dude. And he pulls us over and he was like, where y'all coming from? He's like, y'all don't look like y'all from around here. He's like, we come from such. He said, do have a gas though? He's like, y'all could have got killed. He's like, we looking for this. But so it was a whole setup thing that was going on. And I was like, whew.
So the dude from the club literally brought y'all there to get
Yeah. That's what we get from wearing
a
fake
white dude
Jacob
too.
Jewelers.
A white dude.
Wearing fake jewelry and stuff back. I was like, man, it wasn't even worth it. We in the car. I was like, man, that was a close one. They was like, shut up, man. I was like,
Because you was with it. You was hyping it.
I said, you never know, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the studio and talk about it. We can put this in there. It was like, nah, we through with you. I was like, all right, cool.
We through with you.
Yeah,
The
man.
nigga said, I rap too.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I got a
I'll never
rap
forget.
song I want to sing for you.
Yo.
That
And
murder,
it was
murder,
kind of
man.
hard, though. It was like some Three's
I'm about to say, it actually sounds
Yeah, it sounded like something.
I was like-
It sounded like something.
That's why I leaned into. I was like, the cadence is crazy. Like that's right. Yeah. Kevin, right? Yeah. Terrence, right? Yeah. Like, come on, man. I gotta come on. And so that, yeah, I don't know how I went down there, but man, that's for music, I did it all in that sense. And I was like, I'm gonna start doing classical, man. I'm gonna start doing some Kenny G stuff. That's what forced me to start going to the other stuff. So I'm gonna do some pop music. When I sing that, man, when I saw the difference in
Yeah.
the sessions, they got teas, water, and like less people. I was like, this is my energy. I don't mind being in the studio with a lot of people, but I don't really care to be in the studio with a lot of people and celebrating the moment in the studio. I celebrate after the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because it can get tricky. Because now you got food budgets and everything's going on, and everything you want can happen for you right there. That wasn't gratifying for me as much as it was just making a song, the artist putting it out. I can travel somewhere else and do whatever I want to do, wherever I want to do, not in the studio. So that's why I always kept a clean rap in general, because I just like I want to be respectful, keep a good environment, move classy, and that's put me in positions now where I'm talking like heads of like companies, electric companies and stuff on a regular, just having different conversations. Whereas like
You about to start doing electricity, nigga?
No, just they part of like these
I
boards
want
on the
in.
wall.
I want in on the PG&E deal. Shit, I want
but
to bring some power somewhere.
DWPB a month. Talk to me.
Man, it's so many different initiatives that we can plug into through like the global goals, which is 17 United Nations stuff. I just started studying all these different things that we as a people, as far as the talent, because it gets them excited. People get excited like about what we do. And what we do is just.
That's why it was so important to bring you on the show, though. Aside from, obviously, we're brothers and we've done music and and broke bread and all that. That's cool. It's great. But what you're about, and the information that you have that will help our community, right? Through your own struggle too, though, through what you had to go through with your kidney, and what it opened, the world that it opened up for you. And the different conversations that you're having now, because Tank and I have been having these conversations about how we want to use our platform to start giving that information to our community. And you are a great segue for us because you are our brother and it's something you personally went through. Like, we want to have doctors on here. We want to have physicians. We want to, you know what I mean? Yeah. We want to have them come on here and talk about the real killer of black men and black women.
Man, the silent killer too.
Yeah.
The silent killer. Like, not, like literally the food.
Man.
The checkups, like somebody that can really give that real information to us. And because we feel like we've established that at this point where, we know our audience. We know the people that tune in to us because we see it. We see the comments. We see the people who stop us in the airport and talk to us about the podcast. These are all people that have to have that information too, aside from this music thing. This music, like you said, like the music is great.
Right.
And it kind of goes hand in hand because it's like, how do you want to enjoy the success?
Yeah. How do you want to enjoy
standing up or laying down? Like, how you want to do it?
And being at peace is like definitely the vibe. But from the other culture though, man, like what you guys are doing is insane. And honestly, for sure, I would link that because it needs to be from us, and it has to be. Yeah. And we had talked because
we need the people from the Heart Society on here and people
100%. And I got a homie who's in Kansas City named Chris Good, who has a juicery called Ruby Jeans Juicery, and he was inspired by his grandmother who passed, when she was 60. And it's like he's doing these juice stores, and it's popping like Whole Foods. It's all over Kansas City, and we're collaborating on content and creation, like those type of people that I want to connect y'all with, like who's for the culture but who's doing good for us as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
We absolutely have to do that, like with no question anymore. And I know this moment in this interview, things were said today is gonna ring back so fast to these organizations. And I'm like, yo, we need that.
Yeah.
Because we gotta have our voice authentic. And we know when it's not authentic. We know when it's a plant, or we know when it's like, when I say that, it's just like, here's a commercial, here's this.
When it's just a check involved.
I saw the commercial with them talking about like blood pressure, and they had like ham hocks and greens in the commercial, which by the way, it's all good. But I'm like, yo, like, how's this talking about hypertension? It's like grandma's fried chicken, hypertension, and it's like sponsored by a set organization. It's like, that is wrong messaging. So it's like, yo, we just need it to be more clear, not to over push the message, but it can save lives,
No,
we need it. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need it.
We need that message.
Your story is just,
man.
I mean, some stuff I knew, most stuff I didn't.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? And this like I told you earlier, to see you here now, man, it's really good to see you.
Man, it's the same,
Yeah.
man. I honestly,
You know,
you
man.
guys are seriously a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been kind of quiet, you know, but I've always watched and I've always listened. I've always knew who always was just legit and real. And y'all always never been one moment where I didn't feel acknowledged or like,
Yeah.
yo, what's up? What you doing country? I want some country. Like, you know,
Yeah,
we had
yeah,
talked, we
yeah,
had joke.
yeah, yeah.
But those are the moments that kept me going because, you know, this Hollywood is weird, man. People start getting strange and stuff start changing. It's like, yo, this gets wild. But when you have anchors in the business, man, and keep us grounded, that's the thing that makes me feel like when Jay called me, he literally called me. I was going to call him. I was like, all right, I'm ready to, you know, because at first I was, you know, like always in my head thinking about what is my story, and I'm like, you know what, just start living it, do it, talk about it, because it's hard to talk about this shit. Like literally, it took me a long time to get past emotional bandwidth.
Of course.
Because the pain I was dealing with was unlike any other thing. Writing those songs with that much pain makes me think, what's everybody else's skills?
Wow.
In a sense, like, what's y'all
Wow.
skills? Because I'm sorry, you know, and that's just on some talking my shit level. Where it's just like
He's going
there's
from the
no skills.
hospital to the studio.
to the
Back
studio.
to the hospital.
Yeah, now what's up? Like I'm saying, I keep it cool, yeah, because y'all know. But the next chapter of my music though is crazy. Like I say that I'm just gonna be. I feel free enough to say it. It's going down, man. I've been writing. I've been like composing stuff. Everyone's like, I want to see the magic. I want to see it. Like, no, it's good. You feel it. You can't see it. You got to feel it. And by the time they realize it's already like, you know. So that's where I'm on right now, man. Just building the whole thing like that.
And
But
cut me in and cut it out. Just throw that out there to you.
Shit. You know my percentage.
y'all crazy. I know y'all talking crazy. I got something going on. So
Hey, cut me in again. Hey, I
Jacob.
better have a song
Hey,
or two in my
close,
inbox.
Hey, Jacob, close that door.
Hey, put that doorstop in there.
We about to start singing this murder dance
We
song
do
real
R&B
quick.
too.
Come on,
Let's
play that murder man real quick,
I almost
Jack.
brought a demo here today. I was like, man, for 2 seconds, I'm like, let me get my laptop. I was like, oh shit.
Is that where Murder Man starts right there?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, that's great. That's great, bro. Woo. Yeah. Oh, they got the piano players in the building. Yeah.
Brian Kennedy, not as affluent as you are on this thing, but I feel like you've played and heard a lot of music in your time.
Yeah.
We've come to a place to where we all want to know your favorites, man. We want to know the music that inspired you, man. This section is a special section for us because I don't know where I'm going with it, but what I want to say is that the people want to know your top 5.
You want to know?
Your top 5.
Oh, champ.
Top 5. Your top 5 R&B singers, R&B songs.
Go to your phone.
We wanna know. Don't call us East St. Louis no more. Yeah, murder song with your top 5. Yeah.
Nice.
Pow. Top 5. Woo.
That's crazy.
Bring it on home. Bring it on home.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Oh, nice. Got a little Disney vibes there.
Little Disney vibes.
Shit. Man.
Brian Kennedy, your top 5 R&B singers.
Man. Stevie Wonder. Bow. Brian McKnight. Bow.
He gonna pick off everybody that can play the piano.
Joe.
I like the style.
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Brandy.
Yeah.
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are.
Good young man. How are you?
I'm 40.
You're 40?
Yeah.
40 now?
Yeah.
Oh, you 40.
Oh man,
at
I was
you.
at your 40th birthday. I just thought about that.
at
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
40
put up on
water.
you.
Put up
I
on
did
me.
put up on you. Oh, yeah,
40
yeah,
water.
yeah.
That's crazy.
What's the spot at the
verse?
at Manny spot?
Yeah, Manny verse.
Yeah. Let's
It's
shout
fire.
that out too.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
shout that out. His
Verse.
spot.
Oh my God, you been there? Verse.
You talking about in,
That's where we just at for our guys Grammy party. DJ Camper.
Camper.
Dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That spot's fire.
It's vibes in there.
Crazy, and the sound is impeccable.
It's vibes in
Yeah,
there.
that was a dope thing. I'm
That's
glad
where he
you
had
brought
his. That's where he had his 40th.
Oh, dope.
This summer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Very
Top
fly.
5 R&B songs.
Okay, I wrote this down. See if I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons, Anytime, Brian Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Backstreet, Don't Leave Me.
Ooh.
Brandy, The Way You Touch Me.
Yeah.
Come on now, son.
Yeah,
Come on, son.
yeah.
Come on,
bro.
son.
Come on.
Wow.
That song is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah. She
And
get
then-
busy on when you talk.
Oh my God.
The production
Yeah.
on that.
That literally gave me a whole era of inspiration. I was like, what am I hearing right
I'm
now?
like, Rocky,
the music on
what?
that.
What?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
What?
For sure. And then I Want to Know, Joe. When I seen the Wood soundtrack, I was like, what is this? Like, that was crazy. And then You Remind Me. Usher. I mean, the first time I heard it, I was like, I could, my mind couldn't, I heard what I heard, but I was like, I'm this beat, something's up. So I remember hearing that on the school bus, and I was like,
Who produced that?
Who produced it? Was it Brian Cox? Did that? Oh, he ain't doing.
It's written by Eddie Hustle, Clement, and Nina McLeod. Produced by Clement. Also, along with duo Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Jimmy
did you?
Jam.
You
Terry
know,
Lewis.
some had to go down that way.
Wow.
It felt too like,
It's a great record.
What a record.
dude.
It's a great record.
Your Voltron, your R&B Voltron. We're going to create your
Dude.
R&B super artists. Who you getting the vocal from, the performance style, the styling, the passion of the artist.
Jesus Christ.
And who's going to write and produce for the artist.
Yo,
That's
so-
special for you. Let's start
Oh
with the
my
vocal.
God.
Here we
Who's
go.
on the vocal?
Who's on the vocal?
One vocal.
One vocal.
Anita Baker.
Shit.
Anita Baker, dude.
Yep.
Anita.
Okay, we got the vocal. Who you getting the performance style from?
Phew, Jesus. Performance style. Oh my God. I like to play the piano, so no, I'm saying style wise. Anita Baker, style wise. You know what? I'm gonna throw in Babyface.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I
Come on,
more
Face.
so
Come on,
like
Face.
Ooh.
now we got
Everything.
her. I'm gonna still keep it like Hollywood Bowl.
hella
energy.
high elevated
Hollywood
musicianship
Bowl
and
energy.
Yeah, I'm
no,
gonna keep it there.
because he get out there and do steps and everything.
Yeah.
No, he put on a show.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's the vibe on that.
The styling of the artist.
The styling of the artist. That's a damn.
Who's a fly artist to you?
Mm-hmm.
And just in general,
Fly. Who put it on?
I might go with Usher on that.
Yeah?
Well, I think so.
Okay.
I'm thinking about variations of like styles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
he
like, I would
moves,
say
he-
more.
Yeah, no, he fly.
He moves in and out.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
Passion of the artist. Heart of the artist.
the heart of the artist would
Who
be
mean it?
ooh. Who mean it? I would say Baker. Stevie got passion, bro.
Absolutely he does. What do you mean?
All the passion in the world.
That the passion of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a writer producer combo for this artist.
Writer. Writer would be. I can't even think. Damn. So let's go with producer. I would get. Can I do a collaboration?
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
David Foster and Quincy.
Shit.
I was like, put them in a room together and just and see what happens.
And get the greatest records of all time, man.
And then on the writer tip,
What type of shit is that?
type of shit. And then writer wise, oh man, I can't use them when I use already, can I?
You do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me.
You absolutely can. If you wanted to say Babyface again, you could do that.
If you want to
I
say
want
Stevie Wonder as
You
the
wanna say
writer,
Stevie Wonder
you can
again.
do that.
You know that. I'm gonna have to go Stevie on the writing.
Sheesh.
I'm just really thinking about it. That's why I'm taking my time. Like, this is a super Voltron. I'm like, yeah, if I can have it my way, that would be that's exactly what's going down.
Yeah. That's
For
great.
sure.
That's insane. I love it. What you got for him, champ? What you got? Now you got some more piano for him.
I ain't saying no names.
Hey.
I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. Who you was? Who you was with? What you did?
Yeah.
Don't say shit. I ain't saying no names.
All right.
You know where we at.
Okay, look.
I feel
You
it for
know
you on
what
one
part
of
of the show we
one of
on,
them gigs
baby.
Let's go.
Very important segment.
Talk to
So,
him.
Hold on.
all right,
Talk to him.
okay.
You tell us a story.
Mm-hmm.
Funny or fucked up. Or funny and fucked up in the travels, in the times of Brian Kennedy, BK, Mr. Vatone. What's the other nigga you was?
So, be unique. All right.
What's your I ain't saying
So-
no name?
So,
The
all
only
right.
rules of the game.
No, say no names.
Say no names.
All right, I keep it real simple then. This is Brian Kennedy, BK at the time. Hits are out. I'm in it. At this point now, I'm like, okay, I want to work on everything that is available to me to work on. So this artist got booked that I'm a huge fan of. Like, I grew up on some of this stuff. And my dad was coming that week with my parents. I told my dad, hey man, all my sessions are like wholesome, chill, we chilling. You should come to the studio, man. He's like, I'll help you with your business, but I ain't gotta be in the studio, man. I said, no, I want you to come to the session, man. Just on any given day, let me know. He's like, I'm gonna come Wednesday. This artist get there, and I'm a fan. I'm like, bro, pleasure to meet you. Like, my dad's gonna come. It's gonna be a wholesome session. You know, like when I say wholesome, I just mean like chill. We ain't doing anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought.
Yeah.
And the artist was like, man, pleasure to meet you, bro. I got my dad's right next to me. He brought a big old bottle of Patron, was like a little libation going on. I said, okay, nothing wrong with that. People want to get inspired. We go to the studio. He's like, I got some more inspiration pulling up for us. I said, inspiration? He's like, yeah, we need inspiration. I said, cool. Bro, 2 strippers, a wrestler who was a stripper.
A wrestler?
A wrestler stripper.
Shut the fuck up.
Wrestler stripper. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
So 2 strippers come in, and then one was a professional wrestler, stripper.
Let's wrestle.
And my dad was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you have this one. I said, I promise you all my sessionings. I was like, he's like, what is he's like, what is this? I was like, man,
like, who are you?
I said, we gotta cater to the artist.
Wow.
And then the artist was like, hey, your dad, is he a pastor or something? I said, no, he cool. He said, I ain't trying to start nothing. I was like, no, we cool, man. We can keep it cool. I'm in there making beats. This wrestler over here got my homie choked up like this. He's like really, he's like, yo, hey, stop that. Stop. Let her go.
He's tapping out.
Let him go. He almost tapped out. And then I'm making some beats and stuff, trying to keep the energy. I'm like, yo, I'm a fan of this opportunity. This opportunity must happen. I've been, Unique's been in worse situations before. Not really, but kind of like, you know, it's kind of, I have. Yeah, for sure. But I was like, I can maintain whatever this is. So I'm making beats and the vibes are going, and it's like a circus, a wrestling show. One's stripping, one's doing this, and the artist is like, "Told you to get crazy. We gonna make this." I was like, "Yeah, bro. Like, sure." So it was like one of the longest, shortest sessions I've ever had. But it was interesting. But the whole thing was, my dad was supposed to come witness me, do my producer thing, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know about this, so you can have that, and then invite me next time Rihanna comes to the studio, bro, because this ain't it." So it's kind of one of those moments. So yeah, I can't say no names, but definitely was an experience.
Did you get a hit out of it?
Man, the hit didn't come out, but the song we was doing was very, very present.
It was very in that
It
moment.
was very in that moment. He said, "That's how I write these songs." I was like, "You don't say."
So the song is called "Put You in a Pretzel."
Yeah, no, I mean, they got paid and stuff, but no, that was crazy.
Fold 'em. You gotta know when to hold 'em.
Yo, he legit almost choked out. I'm like, bro, you gotta have etiquette, bro. Like, let them do what they do, and he just doing too much. And she was like, I'm a wrestler for real, bro. I'm gonna choke your friend. And it took like 3 of us to.
I'm gonna choke your friend.
Yo, and he was like, do it. She's like,
do it.
and she grabbed him, and he was like, I was like, oh, this is serious. And she was lit and everything. And I was like, man, I think I'm gonna just go home and make some pop beats again, man. I'm like, I can't do this, man. But it was an interesting experience, though.
Bring the bloody wrestler.
No, it was like trench coat vibe and everything. It was like it went from this to that fast. You know, I wasn't drinking nothing. I was always just keeping it. I was always level. So I mean, I'm not jobbing in sessions, so I'm chilling. I'm not judging nothing. But I'm sober. But this is not sober activity taking place.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, and after this, go to the house in the hills after this, it's gonna get crazier. I was like, this is where I stop.
It's gonna
this
get
is my
crazy.
stop. It's gonna get crazy.
This ain't crazy? Well, yeah, there's more.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So that was it.
The next time you saw me would have been on WrestleMania. Nigga,
Yeah. Where'd you learn that, buddy?
I'd have been all the way. I'd have been all the way here.
Come on, brother.
Buddy.
Brother.
Well, you know me and my Hulkamaniacs, Mean Gene.
Macho Man's that's funny.
Reading our vitamins, saying our prayers, brother.
You wild dog. That's funny.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. Nigga, I'm all the way in.
He done took this nigga back to his childhood.
Yo, that's
bro.
funny as hell, yeah.
The greatest times of my life.
Yeah, all the
Wrestling?
way. Yo, his interviews were crazy though, bro.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Ravishing Rick Rude, Jake the Snake,
Yo,
Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
I'll watch Macho Man interviews just for inspiration. Within a 10-year span, like when I was going through, I'm like, what's this dude say? Yeah, sometimes you get down, but you got to get back in the game. The cream rise to the top. I'm like, this dude's hyped me up, and it's all fake, but maybe not.
Somebody's got to get back to that.
Yo, I'm literally, interviews was crazy.
I gotta get back to that.
You gonna start giving inspirational interviews?
I'm gonna start giving
the clips.
Macho Man Randy Savage inspirational fight for it videos. Because you know you can't just let them roll over you. Could give them an inch and they'll take a mile. You can't let them do what I tell you now.
That's how he was talking. That's funny.
Macho Man is never letting you slide.
You got a headache yet?
Not yet. It's coming.
Yo, that is hilarious, dog.
That ain't be possible. Never letting you slide.
That's how you did it. Oh, you was in it for real.
Hey, bro, if that wrestler would have came to the studio, bro, I'm just telling you right
it was
now,
wild.
I'd have been in my world.
Then that's crazy. Yeah, he was wrestling for sure.
Well, Mr. Let me get these names together. Brian Kennedy,
AKA,
what's the rap one? Levon?
Mr. Vuitton.
Mr. Vuitton.
Yes, that's how it was.
Mr. Vuitton is like.
That was, I was
It
like,
was like it's not Louis, but it's
It's giving me money talks.
You know what I mean? It'll pass.
Vuitton Jr., we Sammy Davis Jr. We used to all hang together. To be,
Here we go.
what was it again?
Be unique, man.
Be unique. You had hair when you was Be Unique too, right?
like sideburn or something. That's right, the skinny sideburn.
You was Breed.
His baby face would
yeah.
call you.
That's
It
funny.
was Breed.
Hilarious.
Tarny Silver.
He said Tarny Silver.
Yeah, that was the name of what his group.
It was, yeah.
Damn.
To making hit records, man, to fighting for your life on so many fronts, to bringing an amazing, an amazing moment to the pod, man, with this health and wellness, man. I think that right there is, for me, is the goal. Like everything that you've accomplished musically speaks for itself. Your hard work and your dedication to the craft, but everything you are accomplishing and everything that you've fought through and not just survived but are thriving through at this point in your life, man. That's the goal, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal, man. And we salute you, brother.
Man,
100%.
I appreciate it.
We salute
Seriously.
you. We love you, brother, and we are better because you are here.
Wow.
Yeah.
For real,
Appreciate y'all, man.
bro. And
For sure.
let us know how we can be involved.
Mm-hmm.
How we can
Let
help.
us turn up some of them. What they call them? Galas? Galas?
Yeah,
What they call them? How they
galas.
pronounce that? I don't get
Those
invited to many of
Those
them.
are two. Yeah, no, let's turn it up.
Bro.
Let us turn them things up, man.
Like, no, 100%, bro. I go like so many of those. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, it does. We do need to be in those rooms so we can show them what it is.
Show them how to
Yeah,
get that
right.
information to
Yeah,
the people who need it and need to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
You're the guy, man. We love you, brother.
Love you too, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Man.
Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things
Yeah.
R&B. This has been music, and this has been health, man. This has been wellness.
Dude.
This has been awesome, man. We
Man,
appreciate you.
A real
brother.
journey.
I love
Come
bro.
on, man.
A real journey.
Respect.
Ladies and
Man.
gentlemen, Brian
Respect,
Kennedy
bro.
in the building.
Yes, sir.
Dude, thank you. Wow.
R&B Money.